welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're taking a closer look at the PRAESIDUS A11 Type 44, a watch that hasn't left my wrist since I did the unboxing. Usually I will record the unboxing and proceed with recording macro shots just to record the watch while it's clean and mint. With this one, after strapping it on for the unboxing video, I just kept wearing it once the camera was shut off. The reason? The Bonclip bracelet. Well, some of it is down to the watch, but mostly it is down to the bracelet. Vintage inspired and vintage feeling, it is by far the most comfortable bracelet I ever wore. The look is not particularly my thing, but the way it feels on wrist more than makes up for it. I've mentioned this several times on my channel already, but modern bracelets with solid links, milled out clasps, and most importantly, ever-decreasing tolerances due to better build quality, despite being incredible from an engineering point of view, have lost some of their charm. Some of it is down to their weight that keeps increasing, but mostly it is down to how tight all the links are. During the summer, that does not allow any air to pass between the links, making them sweat boxes. But more importantly, there is almost no lateral play in modern bracelets whatsoever. It is something that makes vintage bracelets so comfortable, and it is something we forget until we're reminded when we get to try one that does have it, like this one. This one not only has lateral play, but because of the way it is constructed, it is one of the most breathable bracelets ever. During the recent heat wave, it was a lifesaver. The unique way of buckling it makes sizing easy, tool-free, and fast. Not to mention you will always most likely find a perfect fit. But before this turns into a bracelet review only, let's say a few things about the watch. The A11 Type 44 is one of the most true to the original reissues of the historical World War II watch. And since PRAESIDUS calls it the most faithful reissue, they also offer it in the original 32mm diameter. I was thinking about getting that version, but at the last minute went with this. If you're a hardcore military watch lover, go for the 32. If you like the style and look but want something that will look at least slightly modern, go for the 38. Both look the same, with the size being the only difference. There are two variants of lume available, the white new looking one and this faux patina variant. I went with this and I personally think it looks better. Because of the way the dial is made with matte finish and matte lumed numerals and markers, the white one will look more crisp with bigger contrast, making it more readable but also more in your face. This faux patina makes the dial look almost brown, and the clash between the two is toned down, making it look softer in a way and more sophisticated. It is still incredibly legible, but the play of light between the dial, frameless hands, and the polished seconds hand is just epic. I was not able to catch it in its full beauty, but trust me, in person, the watch is stunning. The best thing about the frameless hands though is the way the minute hand blends with the minute hashes as it glides over them, even in the dark, as there is no frame to break the blend of colors. It's a small detail, but one that really made me fall in love with this. Then there's the curvature of the tip of both the seconds and the minute hand that follows the crystal. All small details, but together they make for an epic watch. The movement powering it is a Swiss-made Landeron L21 that comes with hacking and beats at 28,800 bph, making the seconds hand glide smooth. Luckily, the crown is not a screw-in type and is decently sized, so winding this every day, which you will have to do since it's a manual wind, is a pleasure. And in true A11 style, they lack any kind of branding anywhere on the dial or the crown. Also, the whole case is polished almost to a tin look, again making it look exactly like the historical models it was based on. If there are any complaints I have about it, apart from the sloppy work on the tip of the minute hand, which I'm sure is a fluke and is visible only under macro, it would be the thickness. I know they wanted to do that as true to the original as possible, so they went with the highly domed and boxed acrylic. And while it does not affect the wearability as the watch itself wears and even looks pretty thin, I wish they went with a less protruding crystal to make the whole watch thinner, as 13mm for a manual wind time-only watch is simply too much. But other than that, I absolutely love the watch, and especially the bracelet, just in case you missed that part. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.